Hello, I'm Joe Williams. I'm the Managing Director of the ORA.
My name is Mark Tonelli. I'm the Executive Director for the Oaks Revitalization Association.
I come from an entrepreneurship background, and I think what was significant for me is that all through my life I've had people that weren't my parents and weren't my family that have always stepped in to help me and guide me. The process of mentorship has always been very familiar to me from a very young age.
A few years ago, a good colleague of ours gave me a call and said, listen, I've got a really good guy you should meet. He says, you guys have the same mind, same ideology when it comes to how to help the community. So gave Joe a call. We ended up meeting one day for a coffee, and it was the longest coffee we had. It was a 5-hour coffee. And we talked about, our backgrounds, the kind of work we've done in the community, what are some of the challenges, and what are the opportunities on how to fix some of these challenges.
Yeah, what was interesting about Mark and I is that, we both started working at a very young age, and we knew the importance of having that work ethic. And we knew that if you can work hard and if you live in this country, then, the prosperity of this country should be accessible to you.
With all the work we've done in the community, we've seen dealing with youth, mentoring, seeing the social issues, everything from lack of opportunity, poverty, systemic racism. And we noted that mentoring was lacking. There wasn't a lot of mentoring going on, and a lot of these young men and women never had that kind of figure in their life that was helping them out or giving them guidance, cheerleading them. So we figured there was an opportunity. And then when we connected, we figured we can take this bigger, make it stronger, make a deeper impact in the community.
The one thing that we kept on hearing was how stagnant current systems were. The current systems hadn't kept up with things like social media, how social media made such a big impact on young people. And we felt that there was need to upgrade the systems, to do something different, because the ways that we have used so far to get people into employment and give them better opportunities in life weren't working. There was so much money on the streets, and you add social media to that mix, the systems at the time just weren't keeping up. One of the most important things when it came to mentoring was the time that you spent with the clients and how invested you were. And one thing that off the bat, Mark and I were very, very particular about was that you need to have a sustainable relationship, a relationship that was close, and you had to support the mentees over a longer period of time. The one thing that differentiates our program, Mark and I always talk about this, is that we give our mentees our personal phone numbers. And everyone that came into the program that sat through the interview was always stunned that we would give our personal phone numbers. That was the beginning of setting that relationship, of letting our mentees know that we were going to be there from the beginning to the end of the program.
Them having access and that 24-hour service to people who actually care about them, it was unheard of. So when they came into our program, they actually thought this was too good to be true. So there was a trust issue in the beginning, because they've been burnt many times in the past through other programs, other agencies, and here they realized that this was actually the real thing. This was legit.
I have to say, the team here at ORA, we couldn't do what we do if we didn't have an amazing team. And the mentees have to feel that when they come in. They have to feel that they're coming into a team that cares. So the way the program works is, we go through an interview process like you do with anything else. We get to know the clients, we get to know what their challenges are, and we then explain the program. Once they've been interviewed, we go through a pre-training mentorship process. That mentorship process prepares them to be trained for skills trades. Once we've done that, then they go for training. They go for training with some of our various partners where they're taught skills that they can use in the skills trades industry, which is construction. The distinct difference with our program is we don't do jobs. We do careers, because careers give people longevity. If you want to sway them, especially those that are just as involved, if you want to sway them from street crime and all the money that you find in street crime, you have to give them something a bit more sustainable than jobs. So we get them ready to go into careers in the skills trade industry. Once they begin working, we then go and deal with the financial side of it, financial literacy, where we teach them how to invest their money, how to plan, how to budget, so that you make the process a lot more sustainable. That's why our process takes 1 year, and that support makes, an amazing change. That transition, from one state to another state is intense, and it requires a lot of support. And hence I said one of the foundations of what we have is having a great team to see our mentees through that transition.
Part of the program we deal with is teaching people to be accountable. Accountability is number one, because when they leave here and then go into the job site or go into a career, there's really no excuses for showing up late, this happened or that happened. So during our mentoring process, we prepare them for real life situations.
Life isn't always about rainbows. Life can be mean, can be tough, and can be hard, and you're always going to have challenges. We get them out of the mentality of thinking that they are victims. We tell them that you have to succeed regardless of the excuses, regardless of the challenges, and we give them the confidence for them to take life with both their hands and overcome whatever challenges are in front of them, and for them to succeed.
Some of the things we teach during the mentoring is rejecting complacency, accepting responsibility, and leading courageously. So with those 3 points, them being the foundation, we believe that if they adopt these kind of practices, they will become successful and on this path of being in charge of their lives, being able to make proper choices, and ultimately being prosperous. We teach also too about thinking about not just the now and present time. We also want them to think about their future, their second and third generation, because the choices they make now can determine whether their kids are going to be what they've gone through. We don't want their future generations to go through. So that's part of the mentoring, right? It's about thinking long term and thinking about how you're going to get to that point. We talk about goals, mission, things for them to look forward to.
We see our mentorship filter through to our clients' children, our clients' grandchildren, and we long for a time when our mentees can take over from us in their own way, be able to mentor other people in the community. And when we look forward, or when we look into the future, we want to see the seeds that we are planting now flourish and grow. And if what we have started and what we do on a daily basis, if that can help lots of people, then Mark and I and the whole team here at ORA, then we would have done our job.
One of the stories I tell our mentees is a story of my grandfather. When they came from Italy, right after the Second World War, my grandfather comes across to this country. He left his family behind, came here, found employment in the skilled trades, while no one else wanted to do the jobs that a lot of the immigrants came here to do. They did. They would work a few years, they sent back for their family, the family comes over here, and they start this new life where a lot of these immigrants, these new immigrants, they worked in the skilled trades. They built wealth, they bought properties, and over time, their generational wealth started to grow. They built a future not just for themselves and their kids, for generations to come. And we use those examples, success and hard work and newcomers, to our mentees right now, because they're in this opportunity that they can do the same thing. We have in this country, and especially in this province, phenomenal amounts of construction projects that are on the books, ready to be done. The challenge is that there's not enough workers.
The fundamental thing that each one of them says, almost 9 out of 10, when we first meet them, we ask them, we say to them, what do you want? It's very simple. They want a home and they want a family. And we've built a program here that allows them to have that.
Joe and I, we actually hope with the work we're doing and with the message we're saying today that it would actually impact a lot of lives and give people hope. There are a lot of opportunities out there, and we're here, our sole purpose here is to guide people on that path and make sure they're successful.
The one thing that we would like is we'd love for more people to join us. Whatever you can do, you don't have to build an organization like Mark and myself. Whenever you can find time or you can find something that you can give to a young person, just do it in your own little way. That's how we build communities. That's how we make this country a better country.